Hold on one second. Claim host here. All right, Raj, good to see you all. All right, Dell, perfect. All right, traders, let me just get the record up and running and we'll get started, okay? All right, traders. So my name is Fausto from Cybertrade University, president and founder, and I am here to talk about, listen, again, some crazy things that are going on. Market is extremely volatile. There's been some great opportunities. I always try to tell everybody catastrophes do make opportunities. And some of you are probably sitting here wondering, is it too late to jump in? Should I take some of my big losses now? I mean, I was looking good, and I mean, I'm getting phone calls. You're probably freaking out. A lot of people are freaking out. Can this war continue? Can it hurt? Listen, as a trader, wars are very easy to predict. As in what the market is, things that you can't predict. COVID, financial crisis, hurricanes, bad weathers. But we're going to talk about how to manage those winners and losers and how to trade on the pro, because I've been doing this for over 35 years. I've been there. I've done that. I've seen some of the biggest catastrophes over the years. Some of you probably lived through them also. But at the end of the day, the market does come back. But the question is, you could always buy things cheaper. So I'm going to show you how to trade like a pro and show you exactly how we do that. Now, before we move forward, just a quick little disclaimer. I'm not going to make any guarantees or promises that works for anyone. Listen, varies student to student here at Cybertrade University. There is a very high risk. You could lose not all, but most or more money than you put invest into trading. So I always like to tell everybody, don't risk what you can't afford to lose. Okay. All right. So I am going to offer everybody here a 7-day ticket to my professional trading floor. Now, what makes this trading floor so much different than any other trading floor? Well, to let you know a little bit about myself, I am one of the original day traders that started back in the early 90s. I am one of the longest running schools in the industry. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But if you ever been in a professional trading room, the room that I'm going to show it to you really quick. I'll just share it with you right here. Hold on a second. So here's our trading room right here. And it probably looks a little busy, but just kind of give you an idea of what we got going on here. These are everyone here on the left-hand side that you see. I'll actually, let me get my pointer so you guys can follow along a little bit better. How about that? Right? Here we go. Oops, wrong one. There we go. So everybody here, these are all our instructors. These are people around the entire world, Canada, some other country in the world. I don't even know where that is. England, California. You can see people from all over the world are from here. Here's our trading floor. Right now, they're looking at a stock VET. Stock started around 10 a.m. this morning. We're from 1350. It's at 1450. Nice big move. Up 13%, even though the market's down about 300. We're down about almost 5,000 from the highs. There's always opportunities out there, and we're constantly doing alerts. So I'm going to invite you, all of you here, because we do practice what we preach. And the big thing is a lot of people out there, want to talk about the winners. I'm not really a big fan about talking about winners because that doesn't make you money. You know what makes you money? Stop losing. Losing is where we need to get fixed. Losing is where everybody gets themselves in trouble. And that's what we're going to focus and we're going to talk about. So, but before I do that, I want to offer all of you, before we move forward, because I know some of you have to only be here for a short period of time, I want to give you my book for free. You can go buy it on Amazon for $60. I'll take your $60. But before we do that, why don't we do it the cheap way? Just go give me your email address. So what I want you to do is I'm going to take a second here and I'm going to bring up my inbox here. There we go. And let's type in, because this is all automated, type in Fausto at c2trading.com, which is right there. Hold on. Make it a little smaller so you guys can follow. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Guys can see the name. There you go. All right. And I want you to just write book. Okay. And then if you can, please write your first and last name so I know exactly who you are. I like to call you by your real first and last name. And if you'd like to know more about Cybertrain University, you could always leave your phone number. Okay. 280-5350. Okay. But Nate, first name and last name. And just send it right. Book in the subject line. Just hit send. And let me get that book to you. It's a #1 bestseller. It's been written by Wiley, which is one of the largest publishing companies. And if you look at the topic of the description of the book, how to beat market makers at their own game. Now, some people always ask me, well, I'm going to ask everyone here. Does anyone even know what a market maker is? Just give me a yes or no. Anybody know what a market maker is? What the hell is a market maker, right? You hear that phrase. Anyone here know? Institutional traders, Joseph is saying. Okay. Anyone else? Is Joseph the only one who could figure that one out? Who else? It's a trading for a trading firm. Okay. Mike doesn't know what it is. Bill doesn't know what it is. Camille doesn't know what it is. Jovan knows. Okay. So basically, a market maker is a trader that works for a trading firm. Now, I was a market maker. So those guys you see running around the trading floor, when they say, do you take those orders and see what's going on? I was one of them. Well, those days have gone and sailed. Okay. Those don't even exist anymore. Everything's made electronic. And that's why I'm here today, because with today's rules, you could actually become a market maker. They got rid of it. It's gone. That technology is still there, but now they gave it to the general public. Just really quick, I'm getting a bunch of emails. I want to do a quick little shout outs right here. CP, I got your name. Oh, there you go. Can't be. There you go. Carlos, Raj, got a couple of you here. CK, got people emails here. All right, good. So as you're filling that out email, I'm going to send that guys to you. Okay. All right. Now, let me just clear this out. Clear all drawings. And what I want to do right now is I want to go to the live market, because I guess let's get right into it. Let's get excited, right? Let's get into the trading part of it and see what's going on. So, did anybody do any trades today? Anybody trade today? Just going to open this up here, and we got Netflix. Is there any stock that anybody wants to look at? Any stock? Give me any stock. All right. So while you guys are doing that, Sun was a good one, Dell. Okay. That was a good mover this morning. SUNE. Yep. That was actually one of the stocks on a watch list. Micron, IBIT, Mike, Tesla, NVIDIA. All right. Let's look at, okay, Apple. All right, good. Well, before we look at those stocks, I want to ask all of you a very important question. And by the way, if you cannot answer this question, I am going to do you the biggest favor in the world. Log out and start listening to stockbrokers and give to somebody else and do what you did in the past, what is best. Go back to your old job, okay? Now, once again, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just being very honest. I don't give trophies for last place. It doesn't work in the trading, all right? When you lose money, you lost it. So my question to you is this. What makes stocks go up and down in the market? Let's see if you all can answer this question. Kay, you got it right. Joseph, you are way wrong. Totally wrong. Dell, you're right. Akash, I don't know what that means. Peter, you're wrong. Michael, you're wrong. Rodney, you're right. Carlos, you're right. And that's okay. You'd rather get it wrong here than doing it with real money, right? Okay. So, and by the way, if you didn't answer, I'm going to give you the answer right now. Buyers and sellers. Okay. Can everybody just write B and S? If you did not answer that question, I just want to make sure you're paying attention. All right. Alexandra, I didn't hear from you. Don't be shy, Alexandra. You know what? You want to make money, you got to talk. All right. If you don't talk, that means you're not listening, you're distracted. And let me tell you, Alexandra, you'll blow up your account. I have a passion to teach. I train. Trading is an 80 to 90% failure rate. You don't want to be part of that. All right. So buyers and sellers. So what I'm about to show you right now is the buyers and sellers. Now, some of you guys gave me some stocks, and we actually traded some of those stocks today. So what you're looking at right here, just want to bring this up. And we're looking at NVIDIA. All right. So we're looking at NVIDIA, and I'm going to go back. I want to show you something really cool here. Okay. So right down here is 9:30. That's when the market opened up. Okay. Now, this is pre-market. This is what happened right around 9 o'clock in the morning, 8:30. So what happened was we saw the market take a big dip. So you could see that NVIDIA dropped and it stopped right here at this red line. Now, if you look at that red line right there, that right there, fellow traders, at 176 is a 199,000 share buyer order out there. So if you're wondering why didn't the stock go past 176, well, that's the reason why. And not only that, but there was another bigger buyer at 175 for 391,000. All right. Now, does anyone even know how much money that is? You guys ever think about how much money that is? 390,000 plus, was it the 200,000 times one, was it? Let's use 175. Let's just do simple math. So you're talking about over $100 million is sitting in that right there looking to buy NVIDIA. Now, let me ask you something. If you knew there was $100 million buyers out there, would you want to go long or would you want to go short? In other words, would you want to sell it, think it's going to go lower, or would you want to buy it where those buyers are? What would you do? Joseph, you're right. Anyone else? Dell, you're right. Raj, you're right. Jovan, you're right. I mean, listen, it's as stupid as a question that might sound, is not that stupid when you lose money in trading. Okay, that is trading. Now, here's the next question I have to ask all of you. All right. Looking at the stock going higher, what is going to prevent the stock from going up? Does anybody know the answer to that? What will prevent the stock? Joseph, you're right. Joseph, the only one picking out the right answers? Akash, Genevieve, Dell, Tony, sellers, right? Now, the problem when you look at a chart, let me bring this up here. When you look at NVIDIA, NVDA, now looking at a intraday chart, the problem with the chart, it's the past. It's not indicative of the future. Okay. And you might see support and resistance levels in the past, but they're not indicative of the future. What predicts the future are buyers and sellers. Now, the buyers and sellers were probably there in the past, but they're not there now. And that is why when we look at orders, which is called order flow, we have to know where the orders are. And if you see here at 9:30, and what time is it now? 12, a little past 12:15, 12:30, something like that. You could see that all these orders are right here between 179 and 180. So if you were here this morning and you saw the buyers at 179 and you sold it right now at 176, you sold at 179, how much money did you make? How much money did you make there? What's 179 minus 176? $3. If you bought only 100 shares, a $17,000 investment, that's $300. Now, I mean, for some people, like, wow, it's not bad. Do you know what $300 times 5 days a week times 52 weeks is? That's basically a $78,000 salary. Anybody here want that? Okay. This is why people love trading. So I'm going to, now, I hope I got your attention, because I didn't scratch the surface yet. I got a lot more to cover. But what I've just shown you is basically how the market works. I'm showing you order flow. I'm showing you where the high frequency trades are, the algorithms, the dark pools, the institutions, the market makers, everything. Now, the technology that we're looking at right now, I just want you to know, it might be new for you, but this has been around for 50 years. When I started 35 years ago, it was already out 10 years. And you know what the first thing I said when I was introduced to this? Why is nobody teaching it? And why am I only learning it now? And you know what the question is? The answer was, and this is what I'm telling you, who really trained you? Did you learn from a market maker? Did you learn from somebody from New York? Or you learn from somebody in Ohio, or some gym teacher or some influencer on YouTube that's got 1 million followers, or, or whatever. I'm not here to knock anybody, but let's be honest. Okay. In sports, who are some of the best coaches? They were athletes themselves. Okay. They just didn't wake up one morning and say, I'm going to be a basketball coach because I think I'm good at basketball. But meanwhile, I never played the game before, but I sure know how to be an influencer. Well, you're right. Not a gym teacher. You're right about that. So let's get right to trading. First of all, let me take a step back and tell you a little bit about who I am. For some of you who don't know who I am one of the original So's Bandits. If you ever read in the old books, that picture right there is an old picture of me. That was a picture of me when I was at the Money Show. I did a Traders Challenge. I'm actually a 12-time champion there. I beat every school I went up against. And that was, actually I did one actually this year, but the guy didn't show up. I was up in Toronto doing it at the Money Show, and I did a live Traders Challenge, but I couldn't find anybody. A lot of people don't like to do challenges. They like to show the winners. They don't want to admit when they're wrong. So I do it a lot, but I'm one of the original traders. When I started, there was about 1,000 day traders. Now they're over several million around the world. Now, the big thing is I love teaching people because it's one of the biggest failure rates of the industry. I've also been featured at some of the biggest financial institutions. I do a lot of presentations for Nasdaq. And the reason why is I'm going to teach you something that is going to show you that you could have a seat on the exchange on the Nasdaq market. Now, if you haven't seen any of those videos or anything, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we're on YouTube, TikTok, even Instagram, whatever you're a fan of, we're on there. All right. Now, how I got started was this. I was 22 years old, and I'm first generation Italian. I've been married for almost 28 years. I got 3 wonderful sons. And my dad always taught me that, I tell everyone this, and I think you guys do say the same thing. You want to be good at something, you got to surround you people that are very good at it. You want to be bad at something, then, it's like, you want to hang out with a thief, you're going to end up being a thief. My dad always told me, you hang out with poor people, you'll be poor. You'll learn how to be poor, and whatever. You want to be rich, hang out with rich people. So you like trading, hang out with good traders that are good at it. All right. Because that's how you're going to learn how to be good at it. So that's basically what I did. Well, back then I wasn't that smart, because at 22 years old, I was ignorant. And I didn't want to do that because back then I had to be licensed. I had to go to the city and this and that. And so I did what every other dumb person did, right? I said, let me try it. Let me see if I like it. If I make money, then I'll go out there and learn from somebody that's good at it, right? Well, let me tell you, that's the biggest mistake that I ever made, because I blew up 2 accounts. Finally, my dad's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you so stubborn? Go save your money. Whatever it costs you, if you got to pay someone to teach you, if you really love this, people make a lot of money here in New York. This is the financial capital of the world. What are you doing? So finally, I woke up and I said, you know what? My dad's right. Went out there, took a job, learned from traders, and I figured it out that, you know what? First of all, it was a big relief off me, because when I showed you what I just showed you now, I'm going to show you a lot of it, I finally realized why everyone's going to blow up their account. Because you can't trade without it. You can't trade without having the tools to be successful in trading. It's like, can a builder build a house with a hammer and nail? Absolutely. But if I can get the guy that's got the electric air gun, he's going to build a hell of a lot faster than the other guy. So that's where it comes down to it. So the thing is, when it comes to trading, you just got to know what kind of trader you are. And a lot of people are retirees that are here. Some of them are engineers, some of them are doctors, some of them, business owners. I just spoke to a professional poker trader that just became a student of Cyber Trade University. Everyone loves the concept of trading, but you just got to know how to play the game. And most people just don't know how, right? So that's what we need to understand when it comes to trading. So with that said, I don't know if you guys have been watching me. I've been doing this for over 35 years. I run a live professional trading room. I'm live every morning at 9 a.m. I'm also on social media live. So we just sent you the links right there. Just make sure you guys subscribe to the channels, like us, friend us, because there's some really good content there. I mean, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of hours of training. Now let's get right back to the market. Let's have some fun, because let me take you and warn you, because listen, it's been really shitty out. Let's be honest. I mean, this war got really ugly. You heard what happened, that Iran bombed, one of the largest liquid gas terminals. This can get, something that President Trump said was probably going to be something fast and easy. Well, it doesn't look that way. Now, for us as traders, that's great news, because that's going to cause some great volatility. We need volatility. It's no different than everyone's here waiting for the next earnings announcement. Okay. But these catastrophes do make very big opportunities. But the thing is, some of us are swing trading, some of us are options trading. 95% of the people are long and they're not short. So we got to make short. What do we do? Well, I want to start off, first of all, I want to talk about some of the stocks that we've been trading, what to look for, and what to be, most importantly, what to look out for. So we had a couple of big winners. Obviously, with the war stocks, the military stocks do really well, and they're probably going to continue to do well, because when you blow up all those missiles, someone has to replace them, right? But the thing is, then there's the opposite. Airlines get crushed. We saw what happened with fuel. Gas is up a lot. I don't know if you know this, but like 30%, I think, of your plane ticket is due to fuel prices. So these things, Delta Airlines, whatchamacallit, United, JetBlue, what else is out there? Cruise stocks, it's very, very expensive for them. So the thing is this, emotions are running high. We don't want to fail. We got to know and where these people are. So what I want to show you is this. The reason why people will fail is because you got to know where the buyers and sellers are. So the buyers and sellers are the big block orders. Now, what I'm about to show you, fellow traders, I need all your attention here, please. This is going to be really disturbing, because you're going to see how Wall Street really trades, and you're going to realize you've been trading blind, as long as I know it. But don't worry, we're going to fix that. And I'm going to invite all of you guys to come and see it live in my trading room. So we practice what we preach. So before I move forward, let me talk. I'm going to ask everyone this question. I'm going to show you something called Nasdaq TotalView and which I like to call level 3 and level 4. So my question to everyone here is, does anyone here have Nasdaq TotalView? Anybody here using it, have it? Level 3 quotes, level 4? Just give me yes or no. Bill, you don't have it. Mike doesn't have it. Judy, you have it. Anyone else? You know what? Let's do a poll. How about that? Let's make it easier. Click yes, no, not sure, and we'll share with everybody. There we go. Thank you very much, Greg. Let's do that. All right. Now, as you all filling that out, let me explain to you what we're going to look at. So I do a lot of, I've done a lot of presentations for NASDAQ, and I'm going to show you. Now, there are different, there's NASDAQ, there's New York Stock Exchange, there's CBOE, there's a bunch of them out there. I preferably like the NASDAQ trading on that exchange, because they do about 50% of the volume. Some of the other ones do maybe 10%, 20%. So what I'm going to show you right now is we're going to look at a stock, and we're going to see every single order out there in the entire world. Every order out there. For example, here's Palantir. Okay. Now, in Palantir, you got buyers and you got sellers, right? Just like you. Now, what you're seeing is every single buyer in the entire world that want to buy Palantir, and you're seeing every seller that's looking to sell Palantir. Whoever wants to buy it is paying the most. Whoever wants to buy for the least is down at the bottom. So it's like one big chat room. Now, the confusing part about this is that there's a lot of numbers, there's a lot of lines, and it might move fast. But don't worry about it. We're going to figure that out. I'm going to teach you how that works very quickly. Okay? You're going to see why we've been around for 35 years. All right? But all I want you to understand that this is not the Fausto indicator. I'm not here to teach you I'm not going to teach you another candle, another soldier, another moving average, and why my moving average is better than your moving average that you learn. I'm going to show you exactly how Wall Street market makers trade. Okay. You all agree things go up due to buyers and sellers. Well, now you're going to see any stock that you're in where that buyer sellers, because think about it. If you own a stock and you're coming up to a big seller, okay, 30, 50, 100 times more than any price out there, I don't think you're going to want to own that stock. Now, let me end the poll and let me just show you something really quick. I want to share the results just to show you that how many of you do not have Nasdaq level 3, okay, level 3 or level 4 quotes. But that's okay. We're going to fix that problem after today. All right. So let me stop sharing and let me show you how to read this stuff, okay? Because that's really why we're all here, I guess. Let me get my crayon. There we go. Okay. So remember, a lot of us are always taught you have to find support levels, right? The problem with support, okay, you can't have support unless you have the buyers. So everyone is actually doing the opposite. They're looking for support levels, hoping the buyers are out there. Well, no, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to do the opposite. And this is how it works. Here you have a stock, Palantir. It drops, goes to this number right here. And for some reason, around, what is that, 10 o'clock in the morning, which is $1.51, I believe, the stock decided to go back up to 158. What would make that stock stop at 151? Why not 150? What made 151 so special? Well, if you look on the buy side, and I know it's a little difficult to see here, but I blew it up a little bit bigger here. You'll notice that there are over 120 orders out there around the entire world that equal 300,000 shares at 151. Now, when you look at a lot of these orders, you'll see like 2,000, 100, 600, 900. You're talking 300,000. That's almost 1,000 times more than any average order out there, right? And there's a lot of orders out there. Why is that order so special? That's not your problem to think about. All you know is there's a lot of people looking to buy it. I don't know if he's long. I don't know if he's covering a short. I really don't give a shit. I'll be honest with you. I don't care. All I care about is if I own that stock or if I want to buy it, I want to buy when he's buying. And that's why that stock went from 151 all the way to 158. And that's how trading works. Now let's look at the opposite. Okay. What makes a stock go down, everyone? What would make this stock go down? Okay, you're right. Genevieve, Ronnie, you're right. Sellers. So now if we're looking at a stock and we own it like this one, Boeing, and we have a really nice move, it's at $220. The game plan is this. We need to know where the sellers are. Now, there are sellers, once again, at every price. The biggest one is down here. You have 88,000 shares looking to be sold. And now, wait a minute, that's not the 300,000. But remember, every stock is different. It's a percent. A lot of hundreds, right? 88,000 is a lot more than a lot of hundreds at every price level. So in theory, what do you think is going to happen when we get to 230? If you didn't have that game plan and you didn't get out here where that seller was, guess what? Now you convert a winner to a loser. Now, my question to everyone here is this. Did I lose anybody yet? Did I lose anyone? Yes, if I did. No, if I didn't. Everyone is writing no. Perfect. Now, just stop and think about this for a second. How much smarter and better trading decisions if you knew and had a game plan an hour, 3 hours, 5 hours from now, whatever it may be, knowing that the number you need to get out is where there's a lot of sellers at. It's like buying a house or buying a car. Wouldn't it be nice to really know what the real number is so you don't have to overpay or maybe not even pay it at all because you still think it's overpriced? Well, in the stock market, you can do that, you know? Let me clear this out and let me go to another example. So Jack has a question. So if 88,000 share orders are filled at 230, what makes the stock go down? Well, we didn't get to that price. Okay. I got that coming up. That's a great question. Let's review some of the stocks that we traded last week. So let's talk about ARCAT. Now, ARCAT is another military stock. They make the drones. Stock's been having a nice little run, cheap little stock too. But the thing is this, whatever goes up goes down. And here you have ARCAT. It started dropping pretty fast. You could see here at 1050, it ran from 1460 down to $13 very, very fast. Now, I know some of you have been in stocks like this. Hell, the last couple of days has been like that, certain stocks. But what you have to look at is this. What is going to stop it from going lower? Where's the support level? Well, without looking at a chart, without looking at an indicator, without looking at a news, I'm just going right to the exchange. I'm going to say, okay, where are the institutions? Where has everyone got their limit orders to buy? And when I work my way down I could see all the way down here at 1280. Now, listen, like it or not, hope all you want. If you own the stock at 15 and the stock's trading at 1390, I think it'll be a lot cheaper to get out at 1390 than hoping it's going to stop at 1280. 1280 is a big buyer out there. But if you want to hold it, go right ahead, because you know what? You got to follow that money, because like it or not, look where it went. It went all the way down to 1280. Now, granted, it went back up to 15. Okay. So maybe you got lucky, you didn't realize it, and you've been there before. You're making money, you're losing it, like, oh, thank God I sold it. Came back. You know how stressful that is? Why would you want to even be in that situation? Just get out of it, buy it back cheaper, and you would have made twice as much money, because it's going to go there if you like it or not. And that's where trading is all about. Now, where can we find resistance? Let's look at this stock on ONDS. It was another similar drone stock. All right. Big news on it. Stock had a big run up, went from 1020 to 1160. Now, some of you here, you've been there, you've done that. You own stocks and you convert winners into losers, right? You had a big winner and you're like, oh, I know this stock, ONDS. I own it. I remember it went to $35. Great. Could that happen? Absolutely. It's one problem. You got to get through this 100,000 share seller first at 1160. So like it or not, hope all you want, you got to get through that first. And guess what? What do you think happens next? Never got to that $13, $15, $20 price range you thought it was going to go, because that 100,000 share seller was holding it down. And now all of a sudden, you own the stock at 1040. You're like, oh, I'm making so much money. Look at that. Next thing you know, you come back like, what the hell just happened? I'm down. I was just up 1,000. Now I'm down 500. How is that even possible? Oh, it's possible. Okay. Because you didn't see there was a big seller trying to get out of it. Michael has a good question. So is Nasdaq level 2 and 3 the same as viewing option chain volume? Well, listen, we're going to talk about options in the next few moments. Okay. Right now, Michael, and this goes for you, Jack, and everyone else. My goal right now is trying to educate all of you, to explain to you, is that if you're going to trade the market, you damn well better follow the institutions. Okay. It just makes sense. Okay. I'm not here to try to tell you and try to explain why an RSI is better than a MACD. And let me tell you, I bet if I explain it to you, and I know you've been through this before, there are people out there like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Absolutely. But the problem with those are they're laggers. This is leaders. This is the future. You want to work on the past. And these big things that we call them iceberg orders. I came up with this word. Tell everyone all the time. I was watching the movie Titanic. Unsinkable ship. Didn't work out too well for the Titanic. Hit an iceberg. Because it's not what's on top of the water, it's what's in the bottom of the water. And they didn't have the right radar. They didn't have the right tools. They spent all this money on this sinkable ship. Well, guess what? Didn't work out too well for them on the iceberg. And you do not want to hit an iceberg. Now, here goes to the next very important question. Fausto, I've seen support levels and they get broken. What could possibly happen? Was that buyer there? Did he pull it? Did he cancel? That's the question that comes up. So let's look at this example. Let's look at Tesla. Okay. Now, Tesla, we're looking on the stock is going down. And, the main thing I look at when I look at these orders is I want to see where's the big order, the biggest orders. Now, there's a lot of numbers out there. Now, remember, 95% of those numbers are worthless. It's the biggest one that you want to focus on. So the biggest orders out there at 415. Now, my question to everyone is this. What do you think is going to happen at 415? Is the stock going to go up or is it going to go down? What do you think is going to happen? Raj, you're right. Jovan, Carlos, Kathy, you're wrong. Why would the stock go down when you have a 300,000 share buyer out there and everyone else is looking to buy 200, 300, 500, whatever it is? Okay. Because personally, you're guessing. Rick, you're guessing. In theory, it's going up. Remember, what makes stocks go up? Buyers, big block buyers. What makes stocks go down? Big block sellers. What makes the support levels? Big buyers. What makes resistance levels? Big sellers. So here you have an example of Tesla. And you could see here over the course of several days, went down, hit 415, went back up. Came back down, hit 415, went all the way back to 440. Came back down, hit 415, went right back up. The next day went back down, went up, went down. Why is it not going past 415, everyone? Let's just ask everybody that question. What makes 415 on this picture so special? What makes it so special? Why is it not going past 415? That's right. Because there was that big buyer that we saw here, right? There was that big buyer, 300,000 shares. That's the reason why. So that's whenever you see that and try to wonder, like, I don't understand. That 415 is a really big buy. But here's the problem. Finally, it broke it. Why did it break? Well, I'll tell you why it broke it. Because someone probably sold him 300,000 shares. And you know what? That can happen. Absolutely. Somebody can go out there and be like, you know what? Elon Musk says, I got to build a new house. I don't know whatever he does with his money. Okay. He says, I'm going to sell 300,000. I got a guy there. Perfect. Sell it to him. And guess what? He got filled. That's right. He got filled. And that's why the stock went from 415 down to 390. Now, some of you have been there, done that. And like, I don't understand. The stock was such a great buy. I always make money. I buy it here. I sell it there. I buy it here. I sell it there. For some reason, the last time I did it, I got crushed. Well, the reason why you got crushed is because, number one, you didn't know the order was there. Number two, you didn't know you get executed. Now, I'm going to do everyone a favor. Who here would like to play around and get Nasdaq Book Viewer? Okay? Because what I'm going to do is this. I got two videos I want to give you. They're about 5 minutes long. I'm going to show you where to get it on the Nasdaq website and how to set it up. Okay. So all you need to do right now, let's do this now. Okay. Let's open up our inbox right here. I want you to do this again. Type in Fausto at ctutrading.com, which is right here. Okay. Right there. And I want you to type in Nasdaq. That's it. Don't type Nasdaq book. Don't type in Nasdaq. Send it to me. Just type Nasdaq. All right. And then once again, type in your first name and last name so I know who you are. Okay. And if you want to give us your phone number, if you want to talk to our staff, you're more than welcome to do that too. All right. And what I will do is when we're done today, I am going to email all of you these two videos. And you got to watch them, and it's going to tell you where to get it on the Nasdaq website and how to set it up. Now, listen, this is not, I don't work for Nasdaq. I don't get paid by them. I'm not, I am just showing you something that's called, which is right here. It's called right here, Nasdaq TotalView. Now, a lot of brokerage firms do offer it, Schwab offers it. Thinkorswim offers it. TradeStation offers it. A lot of the Moomoo offers it. A lot of the brokerage firms offer it. But what I want you to do is I'd rather you go right to the exchange and, try theirs first before you go out there and turn it on with them. Now, one person says, how much does it cost? Okay, so that's a great question. This is why I lost money in trading when I first got started. And this is why I tried it first. When I got started, this data 35 years ago cost me $1,000 a month. That's like paying $5,000 a month right now. Now, some people look at it like, yeah, Fausto, that sounds like a lot of money. And I get it. I did the same thing you guys are doing. I'm like, I'm not paying that much money for this, but I want to be in this industry. So, back then, after blowing up 2 accounts, I finally bit the bullet and I did it. Now, here's the great news. Doesn't cost $1,000. Doesn't even cost $100. You know what it costs today? $15 to have a seat on the exchange that I used to pay $1,000 a month back there. Okay, so let me ask you this. Does anyone here have a problem paying $15 a month to have a seat on the New York Stock Exchange? Imagine you come into New York. Ever come to New York and you see the New York Stock Exchange? Imagine you would say, oh, you could pay $15. You can come in. No, that doesn't work, but you can do it here. Would you pay $15, Carlos? Would you pay $15, Manny? Kathy, Gabrielle, Ronnie, would you pay $15 to have a seat on the exchange? Because if you can't, I'm going to do you a favor. Go back to your day job. Actually, McDonald's is paying over $20 an hour. You're better off probably doing that. Okay? Now, I'm just going to let everybody know, nothing is free in this world but the cheese and the mouse trap. And it didn't work out too well with the mouse. All right. So if you really want to know how things are working, that's what you do. Now, I got a lot of you guys that registered. If you haven't done it yet, I'm just going to hit myself, hit send. There I go. I just hit send for myself. All right. So I got everyone, Philip, Michelle, Carlos. All right. Got a bunch of people. Raj, a lot of people here. All right. Good. I'm shocked. I am really shocked. What did I get? 20 people? There's over 100 people in here. Well, I know we have some students in here, but who here? I mean, why would you not be emailing me right now to get this? What are you afraid of? $15 minimum wage in Virginia, Michael. You know what New York is, Manhattan is. All right. But who here would like to have a nice, what was that number we said earlier? $78,000 salary, right? $15. Is that really going to hurt you? Is that going to break you? Okay. Because like I said, if you can't afford the $15, you can't afford to eat and you can't afford to trade. I already have the video of your summit. All right. Well, glad you enjoyed it, Jack. I know there's a lot of people in here that are retakers that, like yourself, that came from the summit last week. Wayne, the address is right there. Right here. I should have them change. I should make this white next time. Right there. Fausto at c2trading.com. All right. That's the email. Now, let me clear this out. And I'll put it in here too. Fausto at ctutrading.com. There we go. All right. Now, let me show you one other thing. Let me talk about level 4. See, right now, I just showed you the raw data. Let me bring up level 4 here. Okay, so here's level 4. Now, anybody here trade Bitcoin? Bitcoin's got, level 4. Coinbase, that's got level 4. The difference between level 3 and level 4 is level 3, you only see what's over here on the right. You see numbers. Level 4 is more of a heat map. Okay. So when you come in the live trading room, we're going to show you this in the real market hours, the live data. Now, it's just a little bit easier to read. If you like charts, if you like heat maps or something else, this is basically just a heat map. It kind of tells you how long they've been out there for. Did they add to the position? They subtract? whatever it is. So there's a strategy, which I really don't have any time right now because we're out of time. Can't believe where an hour goes because I want to get you guys registered to come see this live. But the difference is, you're just going to see it on any stock out there. This rock solid information from Nasdaq. Is you're able to see where the big orders are. Fausto was set you up a contact worth the email. well, thanks for sharing that, Tim. And it's always appreciated that you're here. Let me just share that. That's a great comment. Thanks a lot, Tim. Now, who here would like to come and see this live in the market? Who here would like to see it live? So this is what I'm going to do. Let me change the slide here. So seeing is obviously believing. All right. Because we practice what we preach. Now, the big thing, what we do here at Cyber Trade University, I'm just going to let you know, everybody here wants to know what to trade. You don't want to know what to trade. You want someone to teach you how to trade. You want somebody not to teach you how to make money. You need someone to teach you how to stop losing it. You're going to lose in trading. It's part of the game. Nobody bats 1,000. It's the losers that one has to learn from. And what I like to do is I like to show you in the live markets what it's like to trade and see. Like, for example, here's the trading floor. Let me bring it back here again. Right here, they're trading a stock, SERE. Okay, it's up 95% right now. Does everybody see that right here? Look at this, up 95%. Todd, one of our students here, here he is. He's sitting there. He's trading it. He got in at what, 12:30, which is right around here. Look where that was at 210, 220. And my God, think about it, 220 minus 260 is 30. Was that 30 cents? Buy a few thousand shares of that. You're looking pretty good. You get to meet Todd. You'll get to meet all these traders. Right now, it's a little slow right now. There's only about 200 people in there now. Right. Usually we have the power hour, which is the first hour, but basically we're constantly, posting some stocks that's moving, but we'll be out there. But all of you are going to be invited. Okay. And I'm going to give you one whole week because the thing is this, you don't want to be trading by yourself like the guy on the left. I was that person. And I know a lot of you are them right now. That's not going to teach you how to trade. You got no one to work with. You're trading on a laptop. You got the news behind you. You know what I'm saying? In a dark room, in the basement, maybe. I don't know. Some of you here know what I'm talking about. The only way you're going to learn is you got to be the people like on the right. You got to listen to other people. You got to see what they're getting in. You got to see what they're getting out. You got to have the right tools. That's what we do at Cyber Trade University. That's the fast way of learning it. And the same way I was trained as a market maker here in New York is the same way I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we did list everything. Okay. We're live on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So if you guys want to watch some really good videos, you want to see how a lot of these, I do a lot of shorts. So if you like to see, something really quick, 2-3 minutes, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I think we posted the link up there where you can subscribe to it. Just make sure you take care of that. All right. Now, just to let you also know, Cyber Trade University is probably the only school in the industry that you ever met that is probably endorsed by more brokerage firms than any school in the industry. And these are just to name a few, okay, of the industry, some of the biggest ones out there. So, and not including some small shops. And the reason why these brokerage firms recommend us is because they know if they have an educated customer, they're going to have someone that's going to trade with them for life. So to get access to the trading room for 1 week, this is everything that you're going to get. We are going to give you live audio broadcasting from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We do live audio commentary. We do workshops. We're going to give you hundreds of hours of archived classes and strategies. We're going to give you real-time alerts. And most importantly, which a lot of people don't ever get this, you're going to be able to talk to our staff. Not some AI company, not somebody, that say, hey, you know what? Email me in the chat. We don't play that game. Okay. I've learned that the person who teaches wins. And the thing is, you're going to have questions. And if you can't talk to anybody, it's just going to make things that much more difficult. Now, these are our instructors, me, Rich, Josh. You get to meet us all in the trading room. John's in there. Greg's in there. We've got a lot of people that are in there. You get to meet us all in there. We love teaching people how to make money. That's the key. Now, if anyone has their phone, we're going to post a link up right now too. You could do it from the computer. But if you turn your camera on your phone, you can just scan that QR code or just click on the link we put in the chat room. We get you registered immediately. Now, Cyber Trade University has also got a 5-star rating on Google. Feel free to go out there and read the reviews. We got 1 or 2 negatives. Obviously we have some hecklers and some people are just angry. So read them, and you be the judgment. But 99% of them, all positive. Now, this is everything you're going to get. 1-week access, Traders Talk, live on-demand library, premium recordings. You get my book, personal advisor. I mean, this is like a $2,000 deal here. But you know what? We're only going to charge you today $9. Now, it's cheaper than minimum wage. All right. Now, the reason why we do for $9 is this. Listen, I don't need the $9. Okay. I could charge $90. I could probably get $900. But the reason why I don't is because I'm looking for traders I could team up with. If you feel that you want to learn and you are looking for that job of trading, this is basically just an application fee. Okay. I feel like if you can't afford $9 and make the effort, then you know what? I don't really interested of getting involved. Okay. What it is what it is. I don't know about you guys, but you ever go to a free concert? I will never go to a free concert. I did it once. I'll never do it again. I think it was Billy Joel and just singing in Central Park. Never would do that again. Every bum, every drug addict, every gang was there. Must have been 1 million people. I would rather pay the $50, $100 and sit and have my own seat than to do that. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you this, fellow traders, there's no free lunches. If you're looking for free videos, if you're looking for free trading, you know what? That's a 90% failure rate, if not higher. You want to learn how to do it? Make a $9 investment right now. The worst thing that could happen is that you learn something and maybe even teach you something that's might not for you. And that's okay. I always tell everybody that. So there you go. Everything for $9. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to throw one bonus. Okay. Everyone that registers right now, I will personally give you a free coaching class. So if I see you logged into the trading room and you're taking the class very seriously, okay, I'll take you seriously, because you know what? If you're not listening in, if you can't watch other traders doing what they're doing, you're not going to know what questions to ask. Okay. So there's a little homework that's involved here. This is not this is not a game. Is this trading? You could do really well, okay? But more people do a lot worse than do better. So it all starts here. Tim, thank you very much for sharing that. Like I said, we have a lot of students that are logged in right now. And by the way, you could click on where it says to and click to everyone. So everyone can see this. So we have to copy and paste it. So you'll get to meet Tim in the trading room. You'll get to meet, Lita. You'll get to meet Grant Brockway, Genevieve, all these people that are in here, Mark, Mario, all these traders. And, the big thing is, don't judge us on the winners. Judge us on the losers. And watch how we control them. Because you're going to lose in trading. I always like to compare trading like fishing. I'm a great captain. You know what? And I have nothing, and I could say that. But how am I going to catch fish for you? Because I'm not there to catch it for you. I got to bring you where they are. You're going to need to catch the fish. Look how everybody catches the fish. Anyone here read the Bible? Okay. I always tell everyone, feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, you feed him for life. That's what we do at Cyber Trade University, and that's our motto. And this is the other thing. After 1 week, listen, if you want your $9 back, you could have it back. Okay? The $9 just tells us if you're a real person or not. All right, traders, listen, I got to go. All right. I want to answer some questions. If anyone has any questions, last minute questions here. A couple of shout outs really quick. Rosie, I didn't hear from you, but thanks for registering. Welcome aboard. I look forward to teaching you. Louise, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Mike Ransky, welcome aboard from Chicago. Look forward to teaching you. All right. Any questions? That's a good question right there. What happens after a week? Let me explain something to you about next week. What's next week going to do right now for you? Right? Don't worry about next week. Don't worry about what happens after the week trial. Worry about today. Worry about today, because today is what's important, not next week. Listen, if I was able to teach you how to make $100,000 salary, $250,000 salary, is that going to stop you to pay the $9 now? Does it matter what it costs a week from now? If you've seen people making $500,000 a day trading, does it matter what it costs? Worry about the $9 right now. Don't worry about next week. Okay. Let's take the first step right now. All right. A couple other questions here. Who else I got in here? Ankney from Iowa. That's Iowa. Sorry, got that your registration. Welcome aboard. Guys, just like I said, take your phone, scan your QR code, or click on that link. And then, like I said, let us change your life. Think about this for a second. You all agree the way things go up and go down is from orders, big block orders. Some of you here are trial members that are in there now and wanted to come here for the second time. I mean, it's just, now it's starting to sink in a little bit more and more. I mean, I have a passion to teach people. I love teaching people, but I hate seeing people lose money. It's nothing bothers me. Like, I'm going to be in Hollywood, Florida next in 2 weeks with the Money Show. And there's probably going to be about a few hundred people in the audience. They all paid to be there. They all paid to be there because those are the people I want to talk to. Those are the ones I have a passion. Those are the ones I know that say, you know what? I want to pay a little. I want to understand, because you know what? I can't teach you how to make money in an hour. All I could do is just teach you what you're doing wrong. So if you want to go out there and continue doing what you're doing, let me tell you, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Don't make that mistake. A couple other people here just registered. Jose got your registration from Los Angeles, California. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here? Lapaya from, what's that you from? Sunnyvale, Florida. Okay, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Alejandro, I got your registration from New Mexico. Welcome aboard. All right, any other questions? Any other questions? Do I need a broker? Okay, that's another great question. Listen, we do not want you to buy or sell anything, okay? We only want you to watch. Don't try to make the $9 back, okay? Don't worry about that. I'll give you the $9 back at the end of the week. Listen, half of you got the right brokerage account. The other half got the wrong brokerage account. You won't know if you have it until you actually see, when we show you in the live market hours, like what's the difference between an online broker and direct access. That's a big mistake that people make all the time. Now, when you register, as I'm seeing a bunch of you register right now, very important. Make sure you fill out the questionnaire. We ask you 5 very important questions. Let us know who your trader is, like broker. Want to make sure you have the right broker. What kind of trading you're doing. If you're doing options, swing, whatever it is. And that would be great if you have that. And also, then when you get to the next page, then you're going to book an appointment. Now, everyone here who registers is going to talk to my staff, okay? Because we want you to get into, when you get in there, it's like going to the gym and like, okay, you paid the money to go to Equinox, and like, what do I do? You can go to, what's that cheap gym that you can go for $10 a month? What's it called? Hollywood something, whatever it may be. You can go to that one. Or then you're going to wonder when you come to us and be like, oh, wow, you got a personal trainer, you got classes, you get free drinks, juices, everything. And those are the people that look the best. All right. Unless you put the hard work. So let us do the hard work for you. Talk to my staff and so we want to show you where the classes are, want you to have a good experience, everything. And they're not going to they're not looking to sell you. No one's going to sell you anything. You have to sell yourself. Okay. Rick says, I just signed up. Does the trial start when I first log in or when I purchase? As soon as you purchase, did you book your appointment, Rick? You'll see the next one. Try to book it immediately. I know there's some spots available for tomorrow. Oh, you did? Okay. So you went to the calendar. So just book the next spot. Even if you didn't book yet, just book whoever you're going to talk to. Just book any time. You can always change it. All right. If they fill up. All right. I had a call with Mr. Romero on Monday appointment. Also, no live stream daily available. A $9 a week on a week. You didn't get into your live trading, Patricia? You haven't gotten to the live trading room? Well, listen, we'll extend it another week if you didn't get in. Okay. You should have gone in. Call us up. If you had a problem, you have his email. You could also call us. All right. Here's our number, 280-5350. It's our direct number. Well, that's I said, just call us or just send me. You could email me too, Patricia. I'll make sure he calls you back in 10 minutes. All right. How about that? Just give me. Do you want you to drop me an email, and I will personally take care of that for you. Okay, that's my personal email. You're more than welcome. All right. I had a question that came across here about options. Okay, let me explain something to you about options. You want to be a good options trader, you have to be a good stock trader first. It's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. Okay. And not only that, it's a lot easier, a lot more control, everything. So we do trade options. We do a lot of swing trading too in our trading room, but you have to understand how to day trade first to understand the swing part of it. Patricia says, my trading that was good for the prop this week, but I was following your knowledge. You're more than welcome. Good. I'm glad it worked out for you. All right. All right, traders, a couple of more shout outs before we go. Who do we got here? Carlos from Monroe Valley, California, got your registration. Gabrielle from Virginia got your registration. You're the one that said that minimum wage is $15 in Virginia. I love that one. It's great. Meow from Rockaway. Oh, you're right on the block, Rockaway Beach. You're not too far from us. Right here in Long Island with us. All right. Manuel. I apologize. Manuel. Look forward to teaching you. All right, guys. Listen, I got to go. I want to get back to the trading room. I want to have some fun. All right. Hopefully I get to see you there. Listen, if you did not register, just please make sure you maybe play around with the Nasdaq book viewer, read my book. We're not going to go anywhere. We're still going to be here. I love what I do. I've been doing this for 35 years. It's not a day I get tired of doing it. I changed so many people's lives. I even helped some people, making the right decision. But let's make the right decision than going out there. Remember, you got to learn before you could earn. Go out there, listen to other people, see what they what they talk about, and then see what makes us different. You'll notice that here at Cyber Trade University, you'll find that unless the person has been a market maker, worked on Wall Street, if they're not been endorsed by brokerage firms, just because they have 1 million followers on YouTube doesn't mean that they're good. That means they're that means they're a very good influencer. So don't make that mistake. Follow the money. That will make your life a lot easier. And let's get those icebergs. Good luck, everybody. Happy trading. See you all on the trading floor.